Hi, I'm James with Guard Tower Studios. The following episode features the game Call of Cthulhu, which is based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft. As such, it contains dark thematic elements, which can center around existential dread, loneliness, hopelessness, body horror, general madness, phobias, and mature themes that are not suitable for a younger audience. For this particular episode, parental guidance is strongly suggested. If you find any of the aforementioned things triggering, this episode is probably not for you. If, through your exposure to this episode, you find yourself struggling with mental illness and in need of mental health care, that's perfectly acceptable. Mental health care is health care. The brain is just an organ, and we strongly suggest and encourage you to get professional help. You can begin by calling your local crisis hotline from wherever you are, or you could visit NAMI.org, which is the National Alliance for Mental Illness, NAMI.org. That said, we hope that you enjoy the following. Thanks for watching. Hello! Welcome to another episode of RPGallery. I'm here with our host,
Hannah.
And we are with
Ash. Jade.
Jared.
And we are continuing our adventure of Call of Cthulhu. So in this adventure, if you've missed the other episodes, our party has all found themselves in Kuwait 10 days, well now 11 days, after the beginning of Operation Desert Storm. And in downtown Kuwait, an ancient artifact was unearthed. And it turned out to be a massive sarcophagus, but when it was opened, a strange man who looked kind of like a skeleton in armor with a weird sword was in there. And he was being defended by all sorts of zombies that were emerging from these rifts in the ground. And at the bottom of those rifts, deep down, looked like oil, right?
Yeah.
And you guys fought him off. The army showed up, some Marines. Everybody got wiped out. We actually lost 2 characters.
Yep. Both from same player.
Yes. And right now, Jade's character, what is your character's name again?
Veneer Kane at 1 hit point.
Veneer Kane has 1 hit point and is standing on this pedestal where light is shining up. And there's this darkness that stretches as far as she can see. She sees nothing except what appears to be a sea of oil. It's just an inky black fluid, but it doesn't smell like oil.
I'm gonna be rich.
Sure looks like oil though. Just like everything in those crevasses looked like oil, and you've been seeing oil all over the place, and yes, freedom.
Explains the fracking.
Smells like freedom. But you see no one. You see nothing.
The U.S. will be here soon. Don't
you
worry.
guys
We're all saved.
standing on just a round stone dais that's only about a foot out of what looks like a giant oil well has opened up beneath everything and has flooded the sands. And so the inky blackness is everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere?
Help!
Around her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess the first thing I want to do is I want to flip through this new nifty book that I found and see if there's some sort of
Can I see
levitation
them?
telekinesis.
You cannot see them. Yeah, I'm looking for what?
Some sort of levitation telekinesis, something I can move.
So there was nothing like that on the list I already gave you.
There was not.
And I'm going to say, go ahead and roll Cthulhu Mythos. Okay.
Those dice have such a nice sound.
57 of 75.
You're flipping through this book, and you see a reference where someone is like, there's an area that's smudged out.
Okay.
And someone has also written something in the margins, and it's been smudged out.
Okay.
But You can make out the sigils on one little part of it, and all you see is the words black milk.
Okay.
But it's a strange word. It's not like... It just translates best as milk, but you're like, that's a weird way to... Like, it almost... like how mammals, the milk can sometimes have blood and
Yeah.
things like that in it, and that's normal and natural. It's like this word for milk could mean blood, it could mean milk, it could mean sustenance, it could mean madness, it could mean power. It's a lot. You say you drink it?
Yes.
How? How do you go about drinking it?
So how high up am I on this pedestal? A foot.
About a foot above it.
I can reach. So is it like flowing around my pedestal?
It's all around your pedestal.
I would like to take my hand and dip it down into there and lick it.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I just want to lick my finger.
You're not there to talk sense to her.
You are on 1 hit point.
I'm gonna need I need you to roll power.
I need to not talk so much.
That's why inside thoughts stay inside
That's
thoughts.
why we have that.
What am I rolling? Power.
Power.
That's why we have an indicator for when you make out of character jokes.
Yeah. I am 2 over.
Let's just remember.
57
this
from
is an opposed
55.
roll.
Oh, okay. So I have a chance. That's okay. So what was it? 57.
That's cute. She thinks she has a chance.
I was about to say, with your rolls.
I hope he gives me powers. That'd be really cool.
What is your current sanity?
Huh?
What's your current sanity?
50.
How do I not? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the
Swear
wrong.
jar.
Swear jar.
Oh wait, what is?
I can't repeat
Password.
what you said.
I'm sorry. I'm
We
sorry.
forgive you. Just
Didn't
you have to
realize.
pay the toll.
Like that.
Show off this swear jar.
Look,
This
and
is
they're
almost
starting to
entirely
play on
Jade's.
top of each other now.
I think there's 2 from me in there, maybe.
There's 1 or 2 from me in there.
I am going to need you to roll a d10. It could be very good or it could be very bad.
Oh, I love this. So fun. 6.
Okay.
I have health. I have health.
Maybe if you
spare.
call from a
You-
gloop loop, he'll hear you.
Learn a spell.
Oh, interesting.
My gloob gloob. You helped
No.
me even here.
You.
Do I have
also-
magic?
What did you say your sanity was?
50.
50.
Roll a d10, please.
7.
It is reduced by 7.
Oh, not bad.
And the
Nope.
spell that you
Don't erase
learn. I didn't
There's
grab
another
the
section.
cults.
Because you can regain sanity.
book. Ashley, can you grab me the Cults of Cthulhu book off of the shelf in there? Okay, so back to business.
Cool.
So you can shorten this one if you'd like,
Do you want that to stay in?
because it will.
I guess it.
No, I don't have any power here.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
Veneer learned a spell.
Okay, if I roll even, it stays in. If I roll odd, no. Even stays. Hate my whole life.
So far, it just says Veneer learned.
That's
Take
All right.
Take it out.
You learn the spell Summon Night Gaunt.
I'm so cool, dude.
That doesn't sound like something you want to do.
Don't have consequences.
What is your current power?
Power? 50.
So what is it called?
Summon Night Gaunt.
What does it do?
It summons a Night Gaunt.
Who would have thought?
It's like a liquid spell book.
What is a night gaunt?
You have no
You don't know.
idea.
I love that. I want to use it, but no, I don't.
Don't let the inside thoughts stay inside thoughts, out of character things.
What is a night gaunt?
You have no idea.
Love it.
You just like, you feel like, oh, I could call for help.
Do I do so now?
That is up to you.
That's.
We're not there to advise
So you
right
see
now.
her lean over and dip her hand down
What did it
into the
taste
oil, pull it up to her mouth, and lick it.
like? What did it taste like?
Death.
Rot.
And now the fun part. I need a sanity save.
That's cocked.
47?
Is that cocked?
No.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't look like it from this angle.
Oh, nice. 17.
Oil's like them dinosaur corpses, I reckon.
You are hit with a rush of knowledge.
Yes. See, this was such a good idea. You keep interrupting the keeper. Sorry.
And start bleeding from your ears and pass out.
Okay.
You see her like falls over.
Does she
Does she
stay
fall
on the
into
pedestal?
Let's roll to see. You can roll. Let's see. Odd, you stay on the pedestal.
Last time you were pretty eager to throw away your character.
It's an even.
I want to
So
push
falling
that.
into the black.
Go ahead.
It's a 5.
You stay on the pedestal. Your face becomes disfigured. You look like you just aged 40 years. And you become aware of a man named Simon.
She's getting closer to our age.
You were looking for somebody. I just found me in a tall glass of water.
That's about to be my character, as I am 3 feet tall.
You are so completely overwhelmed by this knowledge, you passed out.
And blood through your ears.
You're bleeding from the ears as
Who
you
is Simon?
dream about a man named Simon. You see he has started his own cult. And he is standing in a puddle of this black liquid in front of some sort of creature that stands 400 feet tall. Its eyes are detached from its head on these strange stalks. It has these 2 giant bat-like wings and a tail, and like its ribs are exposed. And it has 100 breasts on either side of its body, each of them dripping this black liquid that he's standing in, that he's bathing in, that he's worshiping and adoring
Oh, I
her
licked that!
and begging for knowledge and power, and he's just taking it all in.
I licked that. Not okay.
So what happens when you let your inside thoughts become the outside
That's worse
thoughts?
than death. Okay, cool.
Well,
Awesome.
you're passed out, so...
Yeah.
You're dreaming.
What is he doing with this creature just standing in front of it?
Bathing it in...
What languages
No.
do you speak?
I speak English and Arabic.
You don't understand the language that he's speaking, but zombies are walking toward him, dragging sleeping victims. And he's sacrificing them to this creature. And every single one, as he plunges his knife into their heart, they erupt, and a night gaunt comes crawling out of them, and their bodies dissolve into the black goo, and he bathes himself in more of it.
The man or the creature?
The man.
So night gaunts are crawling out of it every time a body gets sacrificed?
Yeah.
What does a night gaunt look like?
The night gaunts are these strange, bat-looking creatures, almost. It's almost unfathomable for you to look at them. It hurts your head to look at them. But you know you could ask for one if you needed it. You have no idea the cost you would pay.
Alright.
But you have, leaving your character notes, you have drunk the black blood. Drank the black blood.
Okay.
Not milk?
It's
Black
the
milk,
same
black blood?
thing.
Ew. You drank them dinosaur
And the
bones.
knowledge that you just took on,
I reckon.
oil doesn't come from dinosaurs. It comes from a goddess.
Goddess.
Ooh.
A goddess of knowledge.
Listen.
That's the
I
thing.
didn't know it was a female. Sorry.
And you realize the goddess you see is the massive creature. It's one and the same.
Listen, I like a height difference, okay? I know how to get out of this, guys.
You hear a name whispered. Yitzgil.
Say it again.
Yitzgil.
Okay, thank you.
And when you hear the name, it echoes and echoes and echoes in your mind. And you realize you're asleep and can't wake up.
Well, that's it for me, so.
We don't know yet. What do you guys do?
Do I see her unconscious?
Yes. She's on the other side of that oil.
Is she reachable?
Not without stepping in the oil.
Step in.
Absolutely
Well,
not.
I think the first thing we have to do is figure out how deep it is.
Okay,
Do
so
we have, like, any sort of longer debris that we can dip in the pool?
I mean, my character would probably have a ruler, just being a professor, and being transported out of their classroom. We could say they had a ruler in their hand.
Maybe, but that's not going to be enough.
You're a journalist. Why would you have a ruler?
She's a professor.
I'm a professor of journalism.
In the Army, you were trained before you were sent here on the dangers of quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
That's quicksand.
Mmm.
The oil is just on the surface.
Oh,
It
that's
is oil quicksand. You will sink 10 times faster than water.
It's a party in the USA.
What?
That was really funny.
What?
You were describing the oil as she started singing "Party in the USA." This is pretty good. That was a pretty good joke. I commend you.
You did.
It's definitely quicksand with, there's just so much oil in the sand that the surface is coated in a thin layer, maybe that thick of oil.
okay.
You know that you step in that, you're going down.
Yeah. Just trying to think of what kind of training I would have had about it.
Would
Flat surfaces to disperse. Would have been ideal, except this seems like it's
We have the
not even
flatbed.
dense. It's not even dense enough to support that. And it's oil. Things are not.
what
gonna
about like a mattress?
float on it.
Well, if we can
Did you
find,
pack a mattress?
You know, you'll float on water.
yeah,
You
and
won't float on oil.
That's what I'm thinking.
You were warned before you were sent here, because you're a corpsman.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to save someone in that, throw them a rope and stay out.
I
Yeah.
went to save your life and your life.
well,
Don't
let's
try and guilt me. You can't even.
No,
you're
I just want to
sleeping.
live.
You're sleeping on the job.
if we
I
can
saved your life.
if we can find a way to get the flatbed there.
People that want to live don't lick oil.
I got cool powers.
In theory, we
can't
could
wake up.
have time to, because it's only a foot off the ground from the quicksand.
I wanted to die anyways.
And if it doesn't sink immediately, so
Or the pedestal is sticking up.
no,
a-
yeah, it's
okay.
like a foot.
It's sticking up by a foot.
Yes.
We don't know how deep down that goes.
All right, so how are you going to go about this? Are you going to attempt to rescue?
Yeah. It's just.
We could at least attempt to throw like a grappling hook or something.
Well, here's the problem.
Oh, but that.
Here's the problem. Passed out. Can't do anything.
That's
with
why
it.
I had suggested grappling hook, but also
would
they're
hurt.
at 1
Yes.
HP. So does anyone know how to make a lasso?
I don't know if that would help either.
You know there's
Alabama,
construction
would I
equipment
know?
nearby.
Yeah.
Are you good at operating heavy
Scaffolding.
machinery?
I just have drive auto. So I don't know if there's a
Not this character.
actual skill
Is there
for
a
it.
boat?
There are no boats here.
So this is, if there's a if we had the flatbed here, there's got to be relatively close by a truck that it would attach to.
There are a lot of field trucks nearby, but with the shaking ground, the way the sand has shifted, only tracked vehicles are going to be able to drive easily in this.
And then, like, this is the top of the sarcophagus, which is elevated above ground, right?
It used to be.
Used to be. It's a foot above now.
No. Only the dais from the center of the sarcophagus is there. Everything
Yes.
else sunk in.
Everything else sunk in. That's what I was saying. So there's a foot between this top and where the sand is down
Okay.
here. That's what I'm
And
saying.
then, so there's a black pool, and then how
Yeah.
far out is this pool going? We're not
30 feet in every direction.
30 feet. So we are on the outside of the 30 feet, right?
3, 4, 5, 6.
And it's
Yes.
a circular?
It's perfectly round.
Perfectly. Oh, weird. Ooh.
Nothing about this is natural whatsoever.
And you licked it.
It was because the inside thoughts became outside.
You gotta keep those inner thoughts inside.
To be fair, I got really cool powers.
Did you though?
I did.
We know nothing about this, just that you're bleeding out your ears.
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys can be not
What
in
color
know.
is the blood coming out of her ears?
It's blood.
Oh, it is just blood? Okay.
It's hard not to smile at you because I always beam at you.
There's
Yeah.
scaffolding, right?
There would be pieces of scaffolding. There may be some architectural cranes nearby, but do you guys know how to drive any of that?
I can operate a boat. I'm a sailor.
In the desert.
Yeah.
Not my current character.
All right, so you want to do just a general spot check, a
Yeah.
really easy spot hidden.
Yep. 4.
Okay, with a 4. There's a rescue helicopter not far away.
That's insanely good.
Do any of us know how to fly a helicopter?
I think I do.
And when I say rescue, it's a Black Hawk.
Yeah.
You don't have permission to fly a Black Hawk.
No.
But to save a life.
I mean, there's other military personnel here, right? Or could-
Certainly.
They're all.
You're near a base.
I mean, yeah.
So.
You want to go and try it? Now, you just shot your commanding officer, and you shot the guy in the med bay, and you want to go back to the military base and ask for help?
That's fair.
I think we have to do it now and deal with consequences after.
Y'all want my character dead, it feels like.
Well, no, I think that we have no telling how much time is going to pass that dais is going down. Okay? The whole rest of it has gone down.
Okay.
I mean, as dark as it is, we could just call it a lost cause. Sorry. I said as dark as it is.
I'm right there.
You're passed out.
Me.
You're
You're 30
unconscious.
feet away
You're 30
across
feet away
quicksand
across
of
I have the camera you need.
That is true.
Yes, it is very true.
You guys also were friends, right?
Elizabeth doesn't know
That
Veneer
character
at
doesn't
all.
know you at all.
Yeah, her character doesn't know
Me
you.
and you almost killed each other, so maybe I should ask the Corbin.
I think the Corpsman is probably the only character nearby who would legitimately be like, yeah, we should probably save her.
In character, sure. Okay,
So,
in character, sure.
am I able to tell with this smudge spell the nature of what it actually does?
I'm gonna say you can tell that it was some sort of gate spell, and it
If I was
has
on the outside of this, I would have left you guys at
been
home.
intentionally smudged out.
Okay.
Screw you, all of you.
Well, because
I have nothing I can do to help you. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think about what I can do. Because in theory, knowing that it's some kind of gate spell, in character, that to me just says that whatever these were that were on either side here is probably what opened those, and that's not going to help me. So I'm trying to figure out. If there's any way to check what spells I
Well,
can.
while you guys are looking around figuring all those things out,
Your eyelashes.
you're stuck in this dream state, and you see this clear cult leader is still just like bathing in the black blood, and
Am I there?
He
Like, can I
stops.
speak?
and he turns and he looks at you. And with kind of a British accent, looks at you.
Oh, smash. Sorry.
And says that you don't belong here. This place isn't for you. You didn't earn this.
What if I wish to
And
be
he
on
draws
my-
his ceremonial knife and starts walking toward you.
Oh no! What
You're
if I
about to
wish?
summon a night god unwillingly.
What if I wish to join you?
I don't want you.
But does your god?
No.
How do you know? You speak for him?
He stops responding and he's coming right for you.
Okay. All right. What does the creature do? This goddess. What is she doing?
Just standing there, ambivalent to everything that's going
How
on.
long do I have
While
until
all
he reaches
these
me?
night gaunts on her are suckling from her, like, infinite breasts. Seemingly, every time another night gaunt comes up, there's suddenly an empty breast.
He's walking
How long
toward you.
do I have until he reaches me?
Seconds.
Okay, I want to summon. I want to do my spell because I don't want to die.
You cast your spell?
No, I don't.
This is
What I'm going to do is grab my camera and take a picture of him.
You reach for your camera and it's not there.
Great. Okay.
He starts laughing as you're looking. He goes, ha 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 ha, little girl, you're in the dreamland.
I want to speak directly to the goddess that I want to join her.
Are you dodging or fighting back?
Huh?
Are you dodging or fighting back?
I'm going to dodge.
Alrighty.
I want to tell her that I do not wish her any harm, nor
Roll
to her
your dodge.
protege, but I will if I must. So please, if you could stop him now, so that way I may speak to you.
I'm gonna do two things. First, all right. What'd you get?
47.
All right. So his first lunge at you with the knife misses. And as you're pleading to this god, you realize she is completely ambivalent to your
What
existence.
does that mean?
doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
Not a bit.
Notice
You
you.
are. It's to her. You're one ant argument
Yes.
with an ant.
But
Think
if I
about-
kill her source, what he brings her food, yes, to feed her children.
All right. You dodging or fighting back? He's trying to kill you.
I want to dodge.
What you got?
68. It's not too bad, but
72. So he swipes at you again, And he says, "Who do you think called her here?" And he lunges at you again.
He must be important to you. I will kill him if you do not speak to me. He will die here.
Here's the thing. You are trying to speak to you. What you are trying to do?
Any kind of reason. I'm trying to.
What you are trying to do?
Survival.
Unless you, so here's what you realize in that moment, right? Your character realizes, without blood sacrifice, you're not going to get her attention.
I'll kill him. All right, I'll fight back.
All right.
What?
I'm just gonna kill him.
With her
What?
fist, that's the only
My
thing
fist,
she has.
that's all I have.
Hmm.
90.
Roll a d10, please.
8.
I did warn everyone, Call of Cthulhu is not forgiving.
She made the choices she made. She gets to deal with the consequences.
And this is why inside thoughts stay inside thoughts.
Yep.
What? I didn't have inside thoughts.
They were all outside thoughts.
Yeah, you let it be an outside thought instead.
What
Never
consequence
remember
of my
what page
action?
this is on.
I was trying to be peaceful.
Drinking the milk?
Drinking
There
the
it is.
oil?
I was here
not it.
before that. The oil just gave me a cool spell.
No. You put
knocked
the
you
oil
out.
You
in the
came
mouth.
here after drinking the oil.
And it knocked you out, and here you are now. You made this choice. You live with the consequences of this choice.
I don't live with the consequences. I'm dying.
You die with the consequences of this choice.
Nah, he won't kill me. I'm the gingerbread man. He won't kill me. I've just got a cool spell.
He sinks the dagger into your abdomen.
Oof.
You summoned a night gods.
Is that enough blood for the goddess to notice?
No.
No. As you are dying, you have one last opportunity to cast a spell.
I would like to summon my little thingies. Night god. Yeah, where is my paper? My night gods. To slaughter him.
I don't know if that'll actually do
you
that.
can summon it. I don't
Roll
know that you can
persuasion.
command it.
Well, if I can kill him before I die, she might heal me because that would be a blood sacrifice if he dies first.
19.
19.
As he stabs the knife into your belly, you start begging for your life.
I thought I was casting a spell.
You tried, and what came out was beg. And he,
Did I
holding
fail?
the knife in your belly, looks you in the eyes and says, "What are you willing to pay?"
I'll give you my
You
soul.
realize you are standing face to face with the big bad evil guy of this game. And he says to you, "What are you willing to pay?"
I offer you one favor. When you wish, what you
I
wish.
want souls.
I will give you souls as long as it is not my own.
I want a soul now. Give me a name.
I give you Bix Wanamaker.
Biggs Wanamaker drops dead. And you wake up with one hit point. Is that your second character?
No. It was the background character that got me trapped here in the first place. He is dead, but his soul still roams! And this is great! Okay, cool. And
You
I
wake up with 1 point. And a gash in your belly.
Okay, I'm alive.
Screaming in pain again.
Wasn't my leg ripped off? Like
No, it was ripped
months ago?
open and
Ripped
sealed back up with super glue.
I can fix
You
it.
wake up screaming in pain, not knowing if what you just saw was a dream.
The wound is very much
It's
real.
very real.
Rope, guys, we got a
Yeah,
rope.
let's
But,
roll.
story-wise, the person you named is dead.
Yeah.
Weren't they already dead?
Yeah, I thought our pre.
His soul was wandering somewhere, so he has his soul now. Was he dead? I don't know. Was he dead?
This is a backstory
This
character.
is coming from the Dreamlands.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who died, but you have this sinking
named.
feeling that somebody that you care about died.
Love it. Wonderful. And it's not Bix. I care about him very much so.
He was already dead.
You were in the Dreamlands.
Stop saying that.
Roll Cthulhu Mythos.
60.
You probably have 0.
Where's that at?
0.
My bad.
You have no idea what just happened. You feel like you had a terrible nightmare. If it wasn't for the wound in your stomach, you wouldn't believe any of it.
I fed him a soul. I have no regrets. I am alive, and that is all that
You
matters.
tried to feed him a soul.
You said someone I love dropped dead.
Yes.
Stop.
Here's the thing. You have compulsive kindness.
Does survival override paranoia, though?
That's an interesting question.
Because that's pure survival.
I mean-
I am in pain, dying.
In my
death.
case, it did. I was about to fall off of a cliff.
Yeah,
and
you
gained
let
into
yourself
possession.
be possessed because it was literally life or death. So does paranoia, fear.
It can.
So, you don't know who died. You know that you attempted to give the soul of someone to this cult leader.
The cult leader or the goddess?
The cult leader.
The goddess was ignoring you.
The goddess. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that you have to understand. What an ant is to us is what
Right.
you are to that goddess.
Right.
She didn't care about you at all.
She couldn't care what you have to say any more than what we care when an ant releases pheromones.
So the big bad evil guy, Simon, is the name that you got. Simon laughed at your suffering. And roll psychology. It's probably 0, right?
No, it starts at 10.
10.
I
Roll
have
psychology.
psychology, don't I?
I don't know, do you? Psychology? No, it's just
No,
10.
I don't.
What? Okay. I can't move it to show the camera, but when it got rolled,
What? It's
the dice stacked.
You can see it in the camera.
Can you?
Oh, yeah, you
can. Yeah.
That's a play back.
What's under it?
Okay, so that's a 2.
See, this is 72.
That's hilarious, though. You tried to roll the dice and they didn't even want to roll. So I'm going to say what happened was you realized the cult that tried to bring out that skeleton guy is led by Simon. And what he is seeking is knowledge.
And souls. A lot of souls.
He's
Well, that's how you get
paying
knowledge.
souls for knowledge. And in that moment, you realize blood for oil is souls for knowledge.
Blood.
Very
The
poetic.
reason that this war started why did Iraq invade Kuwait? Why did the U.S. come and fight back and invade Iraq? 11 days ago, that started because supernatural forces were at work. An evil man is trying to trade souls for knowledge. And it doesn't matter whose souls they are. The Kuwaitis, the Iraqis, the Americans.
This is the 5th faction.
You have encountered the leader of the 5th faction.
What do you think?
And he is laughing at your suffering.
I'm gonna kill him.
You realize he let you go because he wants to take what you have in the physical world, not just the dreamlands.
What should I do to him?
You interrupted his ritual. What do you mean, what'd you do to him?
Yeah.
You started talking to the god he's paid tens of thousands of lives to.
Not successfully, but details.
So,
I have the worst idea.
that was probably the worst idea you've ever had.
No, I have worse, actually.
Oh no.
Don't.
So, out of character, things are much worse than you think they are.
2 dice.
Come on.
All right, so she wakes up and she's screaming.
Rope, rope, rope.
And you're like writhing and you look over, crawling out for help, and you see the corpsman standing there on the other side of the oil holding the dagger.
Say it again, what?
You see me
Corpsman
holding
is
a
standing
dagger.
there holding the dagger you were just stabbed with.
The freaking ceremonial one? I did good. The ceremonial one?
Good job, I'm proud of you. Yes.
Okay, am I able to speak? Because I'm currently in pain.
That's a great question.
I want you to go ahead and make a save. Constitution is what we're gonna go with.
That does not make it. That is a pain D3.
No, you're in too much pain.
Okay.
But
I'll
you
probably
see
be
that
trying to get away from the dagger. And I'm not falling off the pedestal, but enough to be like,
well, the dagger in your dream was much smaller. It's
But
almost
it's the
the
same
size of a
dagger.
sword in the corpsman's hand.
but it's the same dagger.
the
I
same
recognize
dagger.
that it's the same dagger. I want to wait, so I just.
You're not sure whether the dagger is smaller or you were just larger in your dream. You don't understand it all, but it's a mess. She wakes up screaming.
So we're
She's
looking
clutching
for
her
rope.
belly.
I don't have any rope on me, and I'm not the one who you want
We're
throwing things.
looking for rope. I know there's ratcheting straps on the flatbed, but
You hear a whisper in the back of your mind.
Okay.
It's trying to speak to you, but you've never let this entity speak to you before.
Not true. Last session it spoke to me to pick up the gun.
Not intentionally, like you were
Oh.
pulled into this. You're like, what is happening? You hear the whisper. It's asking for your attention,
Consent.
but it's warning you.
Did you hear me?
What?
Said consent, King.
It's like it's saying, I want to speak to you. The cost might be your memory.
Asking for your attention.
So sanity.
We don't like unconsensual
You might
possession.
get amnesia if you start talking to it.
That's why the other character had the amnesia, huh?
Yeah, we determined that in like the second.
All right, so
Sorry.
do you want to let him in?
What can I roll to make this decision? Because I know what I would do personally, but I don't know what Elizabeth would do.
So does this character have an irrational fear, like the other character, of possession?
Not of possession, no. And I actually forgot to write down her fears. So
Because the whole reason why the other character had such a problem with it is they had that irrational fear of possession, and it was like the only reason that they did it was a self-preservation thing.
So when you say she hears a voice, is it like coming from in her
It
mind?
sounds distant, like it's in the back of her mind.
God, is
And
that
it's
you?
saying that it's like, I want to help, but my knowledge comes at a cost.
We'll say yeah, she does talk to them.
All right, I need you to make a sanity save. This is a hard save.
a 92.
You gain amnesia. Every time you go to sleep, you lose some of your memories. And anytime you let the creature take over, you will have no memory of it.
Okay.
But you opened the door, and it came in. And it says, you cannot touch the black blood, but you can wash it off. Your people call it a fire truck.
Oh,
I have
okay.
drive auto.
Yeah, hey guys, we should look for a fire truck.
Is there one around?
There
Bigger, right?
happens to be a water tanker nearby that belongs to the military if you'd like to steal it. You could walk up and probably drive off with it without drawing too much attention.
I think I know how to drive a truck.
If
I
you
wasn't
went
sure about
alone.
a helicopter. All right.
All right, so you're going to go back over to the base, roll spot hidden. This is a very easy check.
Look for a right big red fire engine.
It's not red, it's green, well, it's tan.
47?
Huh?
47?
I'm going to say with a very easy check, yes, you spot a water truck.
Okay.
It's not like a fire hose, but it's full of water. It's a tanker truck. You can hose things off.
Okay.
All right, you hop in and fire it up. You know, military, leave the keys in the ignition. Nobody's going to steal it unless they need it.
Right.
All right, so you stole a truck.
Borrow.
Military. You come driving it over. She comes driving up in this truck. You are bleeding and in serious pain. I need a sanity save.
All right. 74.
Roll the d10, please.
Quick question for myself. Go ahead.
I have 8.
Roll a d10, please.
4.
The investigator is incapacitated from screaming.
Oh, hey, we've seen
4
this.
rounds.
We've seen this before.
Yep.
All right, so you pull
My
up,
nose
and
is
one of you is going to have to turn the water on, and one of you is going to have to hold the hose, maybe 2 of you.
Okay.
I don't
Turn
think
the
I'm
water
going to be the one holding the
You're
hose.
going to turn the water on? He's tiny.
Yeah, you can't reach this spigot, can
I'm
you?
not strong
Puts a
at all.
conditioner in
right.
it
Okay.
there.
You're going to
Or he
help
gets
hold the hose.
again.
I mean, if he's smaller, I'll let him turn the water on.
All right, so the 2 of you, I need you each to roll, we're going to say brawling as you're fighting the water hose. If you have another ability you would like to combine with this, I will accept any requests.
Roll 100.
You rolled 100.
Trying to look through my skills.
Was it 0, 0, 0 that you rolled?
Yes.
That is not
You
good.
could push it.
Push it. It can't get worse. Yes, it can.
It could be
It could.
100.
You want to push the roll?
Yeah.
Woo! I love pushing the roll.
40.
Okay.
42.
Okay, you both are hanging on to this thing. You push the roll. And you hear laughing in the distance somewhere.
Uh-oh, my boss sees us.
So you guys start spraying this water,
I'm so fired.
and like, you think people are laughing at you because you're spraying water onto oil? You're like, this is dumb. But she's like, oh, this is exactly what we need. When the water hits the oil, it just becomes oil and water in sand.
Spray her, not the oil. My character is actually saying that.
Well, as you're standing there for a minute, the sarcophagus begins to rise from the sand again as the oil recedes just beneath it. And it's sticking about that much above the oil. Everything that you sprayed water on, the oil ran right off of it. It doesn't smell like oil. It smells like rot.
Yummy.
It smells bad.
Sounds like being stuck on KP.
But you can reach her now. You want to go over and try to heal her wound? As you approach, she becomes terrified of your blade.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over how much magic points did it cost?
I thought I gave you the...
I don't think you gave me the cost because I think we just said if you need it, it's in the book.
What was the name of it again?
You just said it was a healing spell because I think you based it off of something else.
I did.
I think you based it off of like a stitch spell or something.
Hold on.
Constigual annotated book.
Ow! No, I'm kidding.
You've been really funny.
It would have been. I've done
This
that.
is going to be 8 magic points.
I have just enough.
All right.
I've got 9.
Dude, I can't breathe.
So you run up, and remember, you've got a. So he runs up and he grabs your wound and pulls it apart
Stop doing that.
as he starts uttering this incantation.
I'm just screaming.
But as he
No,
pulls, starting at the depth of the
incapacitated.
wound, it starts stitching itself back
Okay, I'm
together.
incapacitated this whole time. For 4 rounds.
No, you woke up. You're just screaming.
You're just incapacitated screaming. You're still.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're not unconscious.
So as he's pulling on the wound, it starts to close from the bottom to the top, and it pushes his fingers out of the wound as it seals shut with a horrific scar.
That looked messed up. Again.
This is ridiculous. I'm just trying to think. My character is already not very sane. So,
You hear the voice. I would get out of here immediately.
hey guys, time to go. I don't know who's talking to me, but somebody's telling me we need to go, and I'm trusting them because they've kept me alive so far.
It's your conscience. I reckon Boss Man probably sees us. Let's go.
So, are you guys leaving me there? No, we're taking you.
No,
Okay,
they're
I'm
taking
okay.
you with them. They just healed you up.
Healed is a relative term.
That is so much fun.
Doubt is so much. I love it.
So much fun.
I'm under
That's the victory music. You made it out alive.
For how
Staying
long
alive.
is the question?
Staying alive. Staying alive.
All right. So
Live or do it.
you feel
That didn't
this
work
new
very well.
connection with this creature speaking to you grow stronger by the minute.
We're all screwed. It's fine.
Yeah.
You hear it
Into a
say
paper.
to you as you're walking away, you lack the capacity for my spells,
But you could.
but you may use my gun.
Okay.
You still have the lightning gun.
Okay, so I can still use the lightning gun.
That didn't work
what
either.
spells could I have possibly learned? I don't know spells, thank you. I'm just arguing with the entity now to do so.
Okay, so you're arguing with him about. He says.
Are these words coming out of her mouth?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you
I'm
hear
just
the
talking
voice, and it says,
You're off your rocker.
to lesser creatures
You're off
such
your
as
rocker,
yourself,
Reagan.
science and magic are equally indistinguishable.
We're so done.
How would you know the difference
I don't even
between my
understand.
technology and magic?
I doubt if I would.
Confident, aren't you?
And he says, my gifts would be at your disposal,
He's on a side
but it
quest.
could kill you.
I'm okay. I rather like living.
All right,
you
where are you guys
still-
going?
What's up?
Why is that's such a random question?
What was the question?
Does your character smoke?
No.
You're a professional.
I got where you were going with that, but no, I don't.
Oh no, not that kind of smoking. I
So
was
you've
wondering-
lost a lot of blood, and it is very, very hot. And you're going to want to get out of the sun because you're feeling faint.
Well, I can't exactly communicate that, can I? Nor can I walk on my own.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
obvious. It's about 120 degrees outside.
What? Is that possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you never been to a desert?
No, I've never been.
never
no,
been to
I've never
Texas?
been outside of Ohio, dude. Well, yeah, I have a couple times.
You need to get out of the sun.
Now. Are we running? Let's go. Drag me along.
Oh.
I probably have a cowl on still from when I was teaching. I'm
Sure.
gonna throw it over them just to protect them a little bit from.
Where are you going?
Anywhere but here?
Is there room in the
we
tanker?
can't exactly go back to the base.
The
You're
tanker
right.
only seats 2.
I'm gonna ask the entity. Where should we go?
Okay, so you're trying to tap into his knowledge.
Can't
I'm
just
going
go to
to
Malthouse. It
need.
doesn't work like that.
I'm going to need a sanity save. You lose 2 sanity.
It's not bad.
Roll me a D100, please.
59.
He says, somewhere not so hot. And as you look around, everything looks like it's melting, except the shadows. And you see a building that looks like it's been gutted for reconstruction, like at first glance. And it seems like the outside of the building is melting, but where there should have been a doorway, it's dark in there. It doesn't look like it's melting.
And I see that, like Elizabeth sees this.
Yeah.
Guys, we should go over there. At least get her in the
She's
shade.
pointing at a building where your men encountered a bunch of Iraqis when they first got here.
Okay.
And the reason it looks like it's been it's in the process of a major rehab is because it was given a lot of freedom.
It was given a lot of freedom. Dear God.
It worked way better.
I really almost made the worst joke
I
ever.
can't guarantee it's structurally sound. I reckon.
The building looks like it's melting. The building looks like it's been like hit heavily with rockets and mortars. There are thousands of bullet marks all over the building.
I'm
It
assuming
looks
a
like-
bad wind and the floors from above's probably going to come down.
It looks like it would be a mess. Some of the few soldiers that didn't make it out when the U.S. showed up were in that building, and it is in bad shape. The building is melting, except for that one dark hallway.
Look, guys, we don't have to go into the whole building. There's just a dark room, and I think the shade would be nice. Especially to get them out of the sun.
She is clearly feeling faint from the
Yeah.
heat and needs to get out of the sun.
Yeah, we've gotta risk whatever we gotta risk to make sure that we don't lose.
The camera.
Don't look around too much. I reckon.
I've got a bunch of paint.
All right, let's
All right.
head over.
That's a cut.
Nice.
You enter the
Good.
building.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Your guys came through here and cleared the building. They pulled the dead bodies out of it. That's it.
Doorways are your safest bet.
There are many fluids and semi-solid things all over the floors and the walls. Scorch marks everywhere. This place is.
Don't look around.
It smells putrid, like rotting flesh and gunpowder.
That's what these bandanas are for.
You walk in here and you're like, you don't see any of that. What you see, the walls and floor, everywhere that there would be blood and guts, you see it melting.
I'm staying as far away from those walls as possible.
As you walk in, you see eldritch writing painting the walls and floor with blood and fiery scorch marks.
I'm gonna pull out my journal and
You start sketching it.
sketch it as we.
To you, it's just a war zone. You walk in here, and every single place that there's blood stains and fluid stains of all sorts,
Yeah.
you see one of those bodies that Simon sacrificed. With
Were
its
there
chest
children
torn
among
open.
them? I am curious.
These particular ones, no.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
These were all adult combatants,
Okay.
but their lives were sacrifices for him to obtain knowledge.
What kind of knowledge is he looking for? Do I know?
You have no idea.
Okay.
Any? All? Who knows?
You might not even. No, he did say he was looking for knowledge. I was saying you might not even know what he was doing it for, but he did say.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
The only sane one at the table, it's a war zone. And they just asked to walk into it.
Don't look around.
You've been warned, but to you, it's all omens.
Yeah.
To you, it's all melting. And to you, well, you know what Simon's been up to.
Yeah, I sure do. And, never mind, I'll save that tidbit for later.
What do you guys do?
All right, so we're trying to make sure that one's stable.
Heal me, I'm at 1 hit point.
Inside,
better than
it's only about 100 degrees when you're out of the sun. There is a
That's
breeze
20
blowing,
degrees
but that
cooler.
breeze is warm.
It's better than 120.
It is.
It is.
Do I have, like, a water canteen on me?
Probably not.
No. Okay. Yeah,
Your
because I
clothes
was
are probably wet from spraying the hose a minute ago, but
They won't be wet for long.
Well, I was thinking if I could find something cold, or something with water, I could soak something and make it cold to put, like, on her forehead or around her neck.
That one took you a minute.
so you're looking to do basic
Look,
first
words are hard,
aid.
okay.
None of you brought any water.
Okay. But you said my clothes are wet, right?
A little bit.
Enough
Not really
for me
enough to cool her
I'm
off.
like
12 years old, okay.
Yeah, alright. Never mind then.
Screw you.
So you're laying there, like, slumped on the ground. You're looking around like, oh, this is awful. And you hear a voice laughing. Like a little chuckle. It's Simon's voice.
Kill him.
And he says, would you like some water?
I would rather make a trade. I will get you a soul if you heal me and
Does
get
she
me
say
some
this
water.
out loud?
You say that out loud?
Can they hear me? Can I
Yeah, they can
mentally?
hear you.
Can I mentally speak back to him?
When you
or
try
no?
to speak back mentally, you
Telepathically?
get no reply.
And he doesn't understand what I'm trying to. Can I mumble it faintly under my breath?
Yeah, you.
You can try.
No. Can I change my wording? I
What would you
like
like to say?
I know what you seek, and I will get you a single one if you give me what you know that I need.
He says, first
To you
roll
guys.
persuade.
He knows what I mean. You guys don't, but
But will he give you what you need?
39.
Roll
Well,
me
I'm
a
offering
d6.
him what he wants the most. Fun fact: I don't have a D6.
But always be careful of phrasing.
What he knows I need, and I need. That's, yeah. I've interacted with the Fae. 3.
So he says, okay, kill the medic.
Which
Wait,
one of you is the
Which
medic?
one of them is the medic?
The corpsman. He doesn't know what a corpsman is. He's British.
Okay.
That's his own fault then. There's no medic here, I just have to kill a medic. So that's his own fault. So wording,
You know who he's talking about.
phrasing though, phrasing.
But this isn't a devil to make a deal with. He's a human.
This is all
He
about
says,
intent.
kill the medic.
I know not of who you speak.
And he starts describing
Okay.
the medic, the corpsman to you.
You'll cool off faster if you take off your socks and shoes.
I take off my socks and shoes.
And he kind of chuckles and he's like, loser.
What are you, a Disney villain?
He's a human.
So yes.
Hey, not all of them are human, just most.
My point.
Why that one specifically?
That the both of
No
you
more
are talking
questions.
to yourself.
Do you want
Like,
my
I was
help
like,
or not?
They're crazy. They're crazy.
Would
It's
I
heat
live
stroke.
without his help, though? You guys are surprisingly unhelpful.
My character is very unhelpful.
You're very hard to keep alive. Thank you.
I just need water, my guy. I just need water. That's it.
Here's the thing. Your life has been saved twice now
By that one.
I'm losing count.
by the Corman.
And that's who Simon is asking you to
And here's the other problem.
He also.
You have compulsive kindness. Somebody who has compulsive kindness would give everything for the greater good, including their life.
You're right. Stop being
Not to
right.
mention this guy stabbed you.
He didn't say when I had to kill the medic, just that I did have to kill the medic. I read a lot of Fae books, okay?
You probably
He's not
won't
a
get
phase,
the
a human.
healing until.
I know. I'm just thinking wording.
And it's not about wording; it's about intent.
It's about intent.
Oh, I'll
to
kill
him.
the medic as soon, soon.
It's about
not good
intent.
enough?
It is about
Yeah,
intent.
Okay,
it's not
okay,
wording.
okay.
He says, blood for water. Blood first.
I don't like how you're looking at me.
I wonder.
You have
Roll
one hit point.
psychology.
Give me your hand.
77.
Nope,
Give
you
me
have
your
no
hand.
idea.
Give me your hand. Give it to me now. Give me your hand now.
How would a
I
corpsman?
think this is a dater.
I mean, I've got a lightning gun.
I have a piece of chocolate. Give me your hand.
I can stutter.
To you, she's
Sounding
delirious.
favorable.
The heat's gotten to her.
Okay,
Yeah.
She's delirious.
Hold me while-
she's
hold my
she's
hand
looking
while I
at you
die.
like she's got murderous intent. You're like, oh, bro,
You're not
that's the heat.
dying.
Yeah.
Give me your hand.
What do you do?
I'm ignoring her and trying to figure
I
out
lunge
literally
forward
how to
for her
subdue
hand,
her.
for his
I am
hand.
on
Lunge
guard around
forward.
her.
All right. Are you dodging or fighting back?
Dodging.
Okay. Roll, both of you.
71.
Is that a 98?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yes.
She manages to grab your hand.
I want to make a cut on their palm.
With what?
My nails.
I'm gonna punch her face.
Okay.
Will you hold still?
You grab my hand.
You attempt to dig in your fingernails as they go to punch you back.
Arm, palm,
really
anything,
took me by
whatever I can
surprise.
get. 46.
I am alarmed and confused. 94.
She digs her fingers into your hand. What's your strength?
This is not very
50.
compulsive kindness of you.
Thank you.
50. I have a plan.
You're trying to dig your fingers in. It's hurting a lot, not quite to the point of blood
I
yet.
need to draw blood. It can be just a drop.
You say
Why?
that out loud?
I need your blood.
Why?
Why?
In fact, I put a hand on my Beretta. Why?
He's telling me he needs it. He needs it. If I want to live, I will give him what he wants.
She's crazy and I want to sedate her. Like,
Let go.
I will
you
knock
give-
her out.
I pull my gun.
Okay, you guys suck. It's the worst.
Jar.
Oh, shh.
Wow. She's gonna run out of dice to play the game with.
Yeah.
Unironically, yes.
Yeah.
She's gonna
There are two dice.
You got to
left.
role play the rest of the game.
I have more dice out.
Okay, and
She's gonna have to get
Drop.
back into character. I
some
drop
from
his
Gartar.
arm, but I plead with you for my life. I do not wish you harm, but I must simply for survival.
You
I
hear
do not
Simon's
plan on
voice in the
killing
back of your head. Break the midget's neck.
I'm not doing that. You requested the Corman's blood, did you not?
Death.
Death.
Not blood.
You say that out loud?
He did say blood for water is my...
Yes, but he specifically told you that you had to kill the
Right.
corpsman. He didn't say you need to make the corpsman bleed. He said you need to kill the corpsman.
Right. I'm just...
As
I'm
a
in a
single
different spot.
drop of blood appears on the corpsman's hand from where you dug in your
Blood for
nails,
water.
one single drop of water seems to fall from nowhere onto your hand in the same spot.
Do you not see? Do you not see what I need?
And then you hear, break his neck.
I lunge for the corpsman again.
I pull my gun.
I'm fighting.
I also pull my gun.
All right,
I
so
want to hold up the drop.
fighting back.
I'm in a fight for survival.
Here's the problem.
39
What is that?
out of
That is a
55.
that is a 4.
Just saying.
I rolled a 4.
And what did you roll?
You rolled a 4?
What did you roll?
39.
Okay, so you both hit.
Okay.
Roll your damage, and you roll yours.
Wait, what did I roll for damage? Just
It'll be at the bottom of your
Yeah.
sheet. And if you have damage
1d3
bonus.
plus damage bonus of 0. So it's just
1d3.
It's just a d6.
Just a d6. Can I please borrow a d6? Thank you.
1 and 2 is 1, so it's 1 damage.
That's all I need. I don't want to kill you.
You did 1 damage?
Yeah.
Well, that's enough, because that's all that she had.
Yup.
So you, lunge and you, scratch the
I
corpsman.
didn't quite think about this, did I?
No.
That is why I told you to stop.
So you scratch the corpsman and draw some more blood as the corpsman just, bam, right across
You
your
know what?
face.
I really wasn't thinking about that whatsoever.
I need a Constitution save to not get a couple broken teeth from this punch.
You also have to remember that you are playing a character
35.
with compulsive kindness who would probably
That's the thing is I'm trying to go with a not
but she's
killing you
going
route.
mad because she encountered Simon.
Right, it's survival. So I'm between compulsive kindness and survival. I'm trying not to kill you, but also trying to get water at the same time.
And no, it makes sense to me. You're going insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you hit her. You don't break her teeth,
I know I don't want to kill
but
you.
you
I'm
do
not
knock
aiming.
her out.
I'm not aiming to kill you. I am simply trying to claw specifically at your arm for water.
You hit the ground, and she doesn't actually roll over. You hit the ground, and in your own perception, you roll over and open your eyes, and Simon is standing over you. And he steps over you, straddling you, and he kneels down with the knife to your throat. And he says, "You're pathetic. But I could use a little humor." And he steps up and walks away from you.
Am I still in the dreamland?
You are still unconscious, and every time you sleep, you enter the dreamland now. So as he walks away in the distance, you see to one side mountains, to another side a jungle, and ahead of you is sea. You're not quite to the shore. You're just off of the sandy beach at the edge of the sea with mountains over here and jungle over here. And you see creatures, as he walks away, start coming up out of the water and looking around. They're all watching him as if they're afraid of him, but they're not afraid of you.
Are they hostile? Hungry?
Probably.
Roll psychology.
42.
They're definitely hungry.
Do they eat humans?
Probably.
They
I imagine so.
kind of look human,
Oh.
but they have gills.
Probably
Sirens.
Fish face.
I would like to...
They're not sirens.
Not sirens?
No.
Do I know what they are?
Roll Cthulhu Mythos.
You have 0.
Yeah, 0.
You're gonna have to get a crit for this.
69.
Nope.
You have no idea what these are, but it's terrifying.
I would like to get up and start moving towards the mountains.
She starts convulsing.
What direction did he go?
She's having a seizure. The heat is too much.
Do you have a canteen?
I thought you said none of us had a canteen.
No, you don't.
Oh, I'm done for this.
Can
is
I
it.
search the building for water?
Roll spot hidden.
Beats. Hey guys, still water.
$59.
Yeah. Oh, any water you find is going to kill me.
To
that's
my
for
spot.
sure.
There's
hidden
nothing in
of
the
25.
in the immediate. As you're looking around, there is an Iraqi canteen on the ground covered in gore.
So cap seal?
Yeah. Is it sealed?
Pick it up.
With the edge of like I'm gonna take my.
There's
sleeve
something in
and-
it.
Can I
You're
open it and
shaking it?
sniff it?
Sure.
Okay.
You open it. The smell of the gore on it is overwhelming. Let's do. I don't know what would be the appropriate skill for this.
To do what?
To determine what this fluid is. I guess chemistry.
I don't have chemistry.
Well, it's gonna suck then. Do you have another one?
God. I'm the one drinking it.
I don't have any sciences.
Natural world?
Alright, let's roll natural world. Let's see what you
Okay.
get out of that.
25.
It's really old, stale water.
I'm gonna bring it to the corpsmen to give to them if they want to.
They walk up and hand you a gore-covered canteen full of old water.
I warned you about looking around.
Yeah, but they're dying.
They did wipe it off a little bit, but
Can I administer to it while she's having a seizure, or am I afraid she's gonna choke on it?
roll medicine. See if you can help her while she is seizing right now to not swallow her tongue and all that.
26.
Yeah, you managed to. Every time it counts, you roll it.
Role play. Black
All right.
role playing.
Yeah, you manage to take care of her. She stops convulsing, and you give her water.
All right.
Right
You're welcome.
as these creatures are about to grab you,
Oh.
you wake up, screaming.
When am I not waking up screaming?
You scream a lot.
through
You're a
this.
screamer.
Yeah, I'm not
I think this is the third. I think this is the third time in a row that she's woken up screaming. So
Yeah, and Lynn losing what? I'm up to 10 turns now that I've lost.
Okay, so she is
What
conscious.
it, honey? Like, you've got an old lady coming up to you being like, what is it, dear? What is it, honey? What's wrong?
So where she sat down the sword to come administer,
Did I put it down? 'Cause
You had
I
to
figured
have.
I had to.
As soon as
stick it into a
my
it's
eyes
like
open,
that big. It's the size of a sword. It's
All right.
not a dagger.
All right.
the second my eyes open,
You see Simon's dagger sitting on a table across from you.
he wants you. I don't know why he wants you. He wants you. I don't know why. He was gonna kill me. You don't understand. He was gonna kill me.
You hear a voice.
It's right there. I'm pointing to the knife.
It wants the dagger.
Give me
What
the
is it?
knife.
He's one like you, but his mind is shielded from me.
Don't know why he wants you, but he does.
I would hide that if I were you.
Give me the knife. I will return it to him. Maybe he'll leave us alone. Maybe he'll leave you alone.
You're
I
hearing all
only
this
do
roll
this to
Cthulhu
protect
mythos.
you.
Bad dream.
And
Ian,
also
you don't understand.
roll
You're too
history.
hot.
history. I actually have that skill as well. I passed the Cthulhu mythos. I don't pass the history.
I didn't want to kill you.
Um,
I didn't want to hurt anybody. You don't understand. I
what
didn't
did you
want
get
to
on
hurt
history?
you.
It was 64 of 50.
Okay. So you don't recall seeing anything in the book about this dagger, but you do recognize some of the etchings on the dagger to be the same language as this book is written in.
Okay.
You want to take time to look through the book?
Yeah, I mean, if this is basically our rest time, I would like to.
What kind of skill would you use to pour through the notes of this book?
Library use.
Go ahead.
That is a 30 of 70.
Nice. You come across a a page that has like a little drawing that's been folded and tucked in. And when you pull out the drawing, it's a sketch of that knife.
Maybe get him the knife.
My brother's
I
gonna love
don't
it.
think that is a good idea. And I'm going to...
You actually see notes in that weird eldritch language.
Okay.
And your Cthulhu mythos was so high, I'm going to continue to use that.
Yeah.
You recognize some of the symbolism written in the corner. This note, the notes that were written down beneath the drawing of the knife, it's a seal in the lower right-hand corner. You recognize that symbol is of a cult. The ghouls of the dreamland.
Okay.
And you also have a book called Cult de Ghoul.
I do. That is this book.
The notes under this knife
Or that is a different book.
say that you can use it to offer souls in exchange for knowledge.
Okay.
You stress me out.
Sounds like my brother's kind of fancy, I reckon.
Whatever wants that seeks knowledge that should be held secret.
And if he comes after us all, he will return.
Here's the thing.
You need some water too.
He would be coming for us either way.
In this
Don't
book,
understand. Every time I close my eyes.
notice that when you pulled that piece of paper out, the page that it was tucked in was about the dream of Azathoth.
Every time I did close
That
my eyes.
all of existence, as you know it, exists within the dream of Azathoth. There's a page about it where it's all scribbled down about it, and this was tucked in there.
Okay.
I wonder if I can seduce him.
Simon?
Maybe.
I don't think you're smart enough.
Scream.
Okay. That is important. But
I would say also, because your role was really good, you know who the cult of the Dreamland, the ghouls of the Dreamland cult is. They're not good guys.
no, and that's the whole thing.
And they don't, but like from reading this note, they don't want that knife to use. It's like this is a greater. They consider that knife more evil than they want to deal with. That the use of that knife might wake Azathoth, and they don't want that to happen. You get the idea that it, like, if that knife were to be, I don't know, it could offer enough souls to disrupt everything, and there's a real danger of waking Azathoth. And that would be terrifying to your
yes.
character. You guys don't know anything about it.
No.
As far as I know, I have something that my brother would find cool. I'm gonna flaunt
This
it a little
belongs
bit.
in a
I
museum.
might give it to him because he's an adventurer. He's into collecting weird trinkets and stuff.
Yep.
Whatever that is needs to be sealed away somewhere.
I'm telling you now, Whoever's talking to me says that thing needs to hide, be hidden.
At this point, I almost think it's gonna be safer to just, like, humor their group hallucination.
God!
Because as far as I know, all of y'all are struck from the heat. Like,
Now,
you're all touched.
you're staying in a really ritzy room.
Yeah.
It has a safe in it.
What?
Well,
Right now,
I
we're
think
in a
that's-
building, aren't we?
No, his
No.
hotel room has a safe.
No,
Oh,
so
my bad.
I think that's true. But with everything that's happened, I almost certainly would not be able to get to my room before anything else because I mean the military still knows that something happened over there and that roughly all of the people who were there.
You hear a lot of commotion out there.
But also whatever that is going to need to be sealed someplace much safer than a safe. Truthfully, it should be destroyed. But
You hear the voice again as he's talking. And it says, "You're in danger. Get down."
I get down.
You,
I'm already on the ground, aren't I?
you were on the ground.
Yeah.
You hear Simon's distant chuckling. You, while he's talking, like he's standing here, but you see over his head, out the window where there would be a window, the window frame, you see a military checkpoint way up the road. You see like a real cheap car barreling towards that checkpoint, not slowing down.
Well, that looks unsure.
Unalighting
Cheap vehicles
car.
are throwaways.
Unalighting car.
Is
You have
that
to act now. What do you do?
get down?
You yell that?
Yeah. Try.
I'm already down.
Do I know if I want to be in the building?
You're completely safe because you listened beforehand. You're ducking, you're already on the ground.
Yep.
So I'm gonna need you guys to roll dodge
Okay.
against the shrapnel that's about to come from this car bomb.
17.
95.
Ooh.
How much health do you have?
You were
Alright,
already so
alright,
low
alright.
to the floor. How could you?
So they start unloading, like the MPs are ordering the car to stop. They just start firing at it. And it just comes barreling into the checkpoint, right into the everything they have set up there is like a roadblock. And it explodes.
Yeah.
And the shrapnel, because this isn't like a mile down the road. This is maybe a couple hundred yards away. Pieces of shrapnel come flying into the building. You will take 3 damage as you're hit in the shoulder by a piece of shrapnel. You manage to get down in time. He's bleeding.
Crawl over and administer first aid.
Okay, roll medicine.
37. First aid 60.
She manages to there's no anesthetic, right?
Sorry.
She pulls the shrapnel out of your wound and starts immediately trying to stitch you back together. It hurts like mad. I need
I'm so good
You
at my
did
job,
rip
though.
open
Sanity
my
save from you.
So,
I am out of that spell. I have no more magic points right now.
right.
I said sanity.
I'm saying you did rip open my
37 of 36.
I'm sorry. That's 1 point.
All right, roll a d10.
Oh.
3.
You were so close to keeping it together.
You're like babysitting this whole group. It's hilarious.
I am. I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted. I got 3 sick kids at home.
Might be another.
Okay,
30
so it's
years.
hilarious. He goes into this blind fit of rage and just starts trying to punch everyone around him.
So done.
But he's only 3 feet tall, and he's
And 70 years old.
at 70 years old.
So he's taking his cane and just smack.
No, fit of rage. Pure fists. He just starts swinging on both of you. He's no match for your
Calm down,
military
you baby.
training. It's like put your hand on a 5-year-old kind of thing. Like then he's like feral, and you're like holding him back.
Hold me back. Hold me
You hear
back.
Simon's voice, and he goes, "There's more."
Oh, great. I would just like to scream that. There's more. They're coming.
But there was 2
The British
cars,
are coming.
right?
The British are coming.
That was only 1 car. Didn't he say that there was 2
I'm
vehicles that
already
were
here,
driving?
love. Get out!
Driving towards the checkpoint, and hit him.
Go!
Okay.
Go!
And it
go.
was because the car that was coming in was filled with explosive.
Yeah.
It just blew the whole checkpoint up. And now there's soldiers scrambling again towards the checkpoint,
Assuming something else wants to go through the checkpoint, and they were trying to clear the way.
and you start hearing
Get
this
down!
little screechy skittering noises
Oh no.
as you see
Cockroach.
some of those cockroaches heading straight towards the soldiers that are rushing towards the checkpoint. And you hear a voice that says, "Run."
Guys, we gotta go.
Go
now.
now. Like there's
Agreed.
no chance. Let's
Yeah.
go. Everyone up.
Where are you going?
As far in the opposite direction as the cockroaches.
So, the cockroaches are in the opposite direction of the oil slick. So if you want to run
Towards the oil.
towards the oil, you can. The hotel is to the south.
I wouldn't know that though.
The military base is to the north. To the northeast by east is the checkpoint, and to the west by southwest is the oil slick.
I say we head south to the
hang on.
hotel.
You're gonna run back to the hotel?
I would like to suggest that. I say we run back to the hotel. You're in trouble with the military base. You blew someone up. We cannot go back towards that oil slick. We will die. We cannot go towards those cockroaches. We will not survive. We are scrambled as it is. We need
You don't know
rest.
anything about the
I blew
hotel
someone
or the
up.
cockroach.
or
well,
the
yeah.
You've seen the cockroaches.
Yeah.
You also stole
You both
fire.
have a room at the hotel.
Yes.
Let's go.
Borrowed.
Which- okay, so you guys run to the hotel,
Okay.
and people are still in a bit of a panic because what is this stuff happening? They're in a war zone, you know, and you can only keep something like this so secure. This was kind of the beginning of insurgency in the area. You're not really sure, but you know that Simon's behind all of this.
Okay.
Some people blame all kinds of various conflicts around the globe. Which of y'all's room do you go to?
Good. Yours has more supplies
You
in it and
mentioned
stuff
a
like
safe,
that.
right?
His is like a ritzy room and has a safe in it. Yours is a very drab room,
Yeah,
but it's in
mine's
a
paid
more
for by the
reinforced
military.
section of the building.
Well, no, yours is probably paid for out of pocket. You are a reporter. The
It's
report-
cheap. You have the cheapest room,
Yeah.
but it's like it's not far from the boiler room, and so like your
Should we
walls are
split up?
reinforced and everything.
No, I don't think we should split up.
You're like in the penthouse.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
it's quicker to get to my room. I
Quicker
say we
and probably safer.
go to mine. I'd say we go to mine. I want what you have in your safe, but if we don't, it's not.
So you're going to
worth
your room or her room?
Probably hers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get to her room.
it. If we survive, we can get that later. But right now,
And you
we
shut the
can't die
door.
all the way.
You still hear noises going on outside. You don't know exactly what's going on. Where did you keep your brain in a jar?
It is under my bed. Sorry, Jackson.
So when we come into your room, are we going to see a brain in a
No,
jar
it's under my
the
bed. I hid it. He's under my bed.
You hear a voice
He's under my bed.
that says, where... Hold on, I'm trying to think how to word it. He says,
You will need weapons for this fight.
What kind of weapons? I have the gun you gave me.
Who are you talking to?
He says, your companions. One of them has a holy lens. One of them has an unholy blade. And he says the other one has a grimoire.
What do I have?
You have the
You're
lens.
you've got the camera.
Oh, I heard a lance, and I didn't know what that was. Got it.
Lens.
Lens.
And he says, what I don't understand, I can sense another person with you.
Veneer,
Yes.
is there another person here?
Well, there was this girl a couple nights ago. I just want to give you a very long look. Who's asking?
Myself.
I think that is a question of utmost importance. We've had all of these things happen.
I assure you, this one's not a threat to you. It's
Can I
a
just
war
start
zone.
searching around for another person?
I
Yeah,
wouldn't do that if I were you.
This room's really small.
I'm gonna check the closet. I'm gonna check.
There's no
everywhere.
closet. There's a bed, there's a trunk, there's a desk.
I'm
I'm gonna check in the trunk.
I just want to lean against the wall. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I assume there's not a bed skirt,
Nope.
so it's fairly easy
If
to
you
slip under.
got down on your knees and looked under,
You'd have
you
to
could.
look under.
That's actually a good idea because especially kids like to hide under beds, and maybe you have a kid. That's where my thoughts are. So I'm gonna be like, and peek down under the bed.
There is a brain in a jar with eyeballs. And as you get down, the eyeballs go.
I back up.
Jackson, you're scaring the guests.
What the heck are you doing
He's
with a
always
brain?
been dramatic.
Why does it have eyes?
As a brain.
Look under the bed.
How else is he? At least how else is he gonna see? He's always been rather nosy.
Do you like why do you have a brain under your bed?
Yeah.
Does that pique your character's interest at all?
It's definitely weird. I don't know if my character. I guess. Would I be able to make either a cult or Cthulhu thing to see if that corresponds to anything that I personally already know?
Sure.
Yeah. Which one is?
We're gonna do
more
Cthulhu Mythos again.
That is 100.
Oh no.
And history.
In history, okay. Am I able to push the roll?
You can push any roll you want.
History is 49, which will pass. The Cthulhu Mythos one is 70. What? You only reroll the
Percentile.
bit percentile, so it would have been 70 exact, which is 75 is my Cthulhu.
Okay. So you push it, you succeed. And you're looking, you're like, wait a minute. I read about this, and you think you may have some notes in your room about the brain jar under her bed.
Okay.
It's a small world.
In fact, you rolled history pretty well too. You recognize that. You remember how in the 80s there were some stupidly wealthy people who wanted to have themselves frozen upon their death and blah da da da.
Oh, Biggs Wanamaker did it.
So you you recall that there was an eccentric billionaire who was very heavily into the occult and into science, and there was rumors that he had his brain preserved in a jar.
Okay.
And you actually saw a photograph of it. And this is it.
It can't be too hard for you to see either.
His name is Jackson. No.
We gotta get on our knees. You just need a bow.
I've seen this in books.
Oh, you've met my friend.
Oh no, not that.
Wonderful.
But he, to whatever capacity he is in there, was a very wealthy man. How you ended up with the brain of a very wealthy man,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either. But
You don't know. Why do you have it?
We're gonna throw him out on the street, you monster.
You recall the name of that billionaire was Wendell Truman.
Is he the one in the jar?
yes,
You can call him whatever you want.
Oh, he lied to me, the liar. Okay. Cheating me with his secretary
There's only
too.
so much money can buy.
I mean like the Truman
reckon.
Show.
Wendell Truman. And
I probably remember that show.
he was knowledgeable, or like that. He was well known enough. You know that he actually owned a lot of interest in oil futures.
Sounds right.
Okay.
So much so, you're like, you know,
He was American, wasn't
we might be able to find. No, he wasn't.
No.
You would remember. He was from London.
Hey, that's where I'm from.
Wendell Truman.
Would my character know this?
Roll history.
I want to swing towards. I want to fish the brain out from under the bed, like roll him across the floor and just stop.
He's
on the
already
foot.
out. Like we've
And
grabbed it.
four. Oh,
or
okay. You grabbed him?
4.
4.
I didn't know anyone grabbed him.
Wendell
Nice.
Truman's son went to the college you worked at, as did his daughter, Deborah, and Simon.
I hate everything.
Simon.
I hate this game. I hate this game.
I know they're kids. They went to my school.
Who is his kids? I don't know any history on this person who I
Wendell
thought I
Truman
knew.
And
apparently
Simon
don't.
Truman.
And do you communicate that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start losing my mind.
When she mentions his
Yep,
name,
I'm done for.
he starts laughing.
Okay.
No one else hears the laughing.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, so you met my father.
I can't hear that, so
I
I
need a-
can't respond.
Yep. I might have some notes.
Simon and Brenda were both really twisted people.
That much is obvious. I just want to start yelling like
They were
Simon.
not good kids.
Simon. His
Always
name is
causing
Simon.
trouble.
Simon.
Well,
In fact, your history roll was so good. You're like, didn't he kill his father?
Didn't Wendell or not? Didn't Simon kill his father, Wendell?
Roll history.
Spicy.
I just want to start yelling, like repeating Simon's
4.
name over and over and over again.
Son, like, oh yeah, he did.
attempted to. He got frozen somehow.
Yeah, like
He was like mostly successful.
yeah. So what you heard was that Simon murdered their entire family and framed his sister for it, and fled the country.
Yeah.
His sister wound up in an asylum where she went on and on and on about the murder weapon. Find the murder weapon. It's not going to have my prints on it.
Are there prints in this time and age?
Yeah. This is the 90s.
Okay.
There is no DNA evidence. Well, it's a little too early. That I think DNA evidence starts really getting used right around 93 or so. So we're just outside of that. But they're like fingerprint evidence. That was like,
No main thing.
yeah. Because here's the thing. Because everybody's fingerprints are unique in some way.
Yeah.
And so those
On your way
were
in.
used.
You saw a construction company off to the side, like the people doing the excavating. When they mention this name, you remember it. Truman Industries.
Oh my god.
Okay.
When you booked this hotel, you, on your receipt, noted that it said that this hotel is owned by Truman Industries.
Listen to me very carefully. Do you hear me? You have to believe me. His name is Simon, and he's after you. I don't know why. But he's after knowledge, and he wants
You hear
your
that?
soul.
You realize, no, he wants the blade. That was the murder weapon.
He's alive. Simon is alive. I saw him.
Whatever. I think, again, he wants the blade. He doesn't want the person.
I don't understand that.
He wants the blade.
I don't know.
The blade is an artifact.
Because she was a student at your university. You remember this situation. You're like, wait a minute. When the police found her, she had the blade. And she had swore up and down that she didn't do it.
But somehow she had the blade.
She was injured like she'd been in a fight. And everybody just assumed that it was from her father. And the voice in the back of your head says, she took it from Simon.
I want to ask Simon if that's what happened.
I
He's
don't
not
relay that
smart.
information.
Yeah, she doesn't relay
She
it.
doesn't
Oh,
even-
my bad.
But Simon wants the blade. Personally, I think that he should not have it. That somebody with that capacity, with an artifact such as that, should not hold it.
How did you come into such an artifact?
That's the
You
knife
know,
that he took
That was the
from
knife
the
that
skeleton.
That was
No,
the,
no, no. The Corpsman.
Yeah, the
Took it
Corpsman
from the
has it.
skeleton.
After we
really?
defeated the skeleton,
Okay.
the Corpsman picked it up.
So Elizabeth would have known this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that, but somebody with the capacity for that kind of
Evil.
evil should probably not have an artifact such as that. Whether or not he uses it for personal gain or for evil itself, I do not trust.
It should be destroyed.
Yes, but it being an artifact, I don't think we have the capacity to do that.
Right.
One thing you
this
could,
was possible until we came here. So
the one thing that you could try is to take a picture of the blade.
Isn't your camera full?
No,
No,
we
we
cleared it.
She emptied it.
Oh, okay.
or use it again.
That's the only way. That was the only reason that that character survived.
She put the memory coin onto the pedestal and it transferred the data.
If it doesn't work,
So
if it doesn't work, I recommend trying to use the weapon against him. If it worked on his father,
Roll
why would it
history.
work on him?
37.
37.
So
What's your
the
history?
what was the name of the person that gave you the brain jar again?
55.
I can't remember the name.
Big Swanamaker.
Big Swanamaker. Okay, so you recall that Big Swanamaker worked for the Antiquities Office.
Okay.
Of Truman.
Truman.
For the Truman Corporation.
Okay.
And somehow he came into the possession of Wendell Truman's brain. And then you come back here, and that knife is in the crypt with the skeleton.
I have an idea,
Okay.
but I need to get my magic points back.
I mean,
You want
that's
to take
fair.
time to rest in her room? You haven't had a rest yet.
I need
Not a
help.
good one.
I was saying we all
Desperately
need to rest. We need to start working on getting sanity back because I can cast mind exchange. And so for a short period,
This room isn't going to give you good rest, but your room is big enough that you could all rest in if you want to go back to your room.
we can go upstairs to my room.
All right.
I can lock the blade away.
You have anything to drink?
I've got a tab.
I need a drink. I don't like.
Dude, you
I don't
you're
like
fairly
this.
wealthy.
Yeah.
You've got wine upstairs,
I've got-
cheese.
Whatever we need, we will have upstairs.
How'd you get
I don't
nice
like
wine and
this-
cheese in Kuwait? I don't know.
I don't like this game that
Expensive.
Simon says y'all came up with, and I don't trust her enough to ask her for a
Simon
drink.
says.
Okay. So if
Simon
we,
says
if
to
we
take
do,
your life, so.
if we do, I want to go in first, and I want to lock the blade away before anybody enters.
How do we trust you with this blade? You seem to know a lot more about it than we do.
I've done my research, and actually, like, I will open up to the page and show, like, here is like a pretty one-to-one sketch of that blade.
He's
In the
not,
book.
if I may speak up, he's not completely incorrect that blade is not a good thing. It was a murder weapon for a case that both Brenda and Simon are tied to.
Why don't we just turn it into the police and be done with the whole thing?
You're in Kuwait. What police?
Not only that, he is a very powerful man, as one can tell.
I want him out of my head. Whatever we gotta do to get him out of my head, that works.
That will have to take time. But for now, are we all going up to my room?
You make sure that she can't access.
I
that
was
blade.
about to say, make
Yes.
sure
Can
I
throw
don't
a
know.
blanket over the brain in a jar and carry it with us?
I would like to say it aloud. Don't let me know where that knife is.
I was already planning on it.
Thank you.
So we're going to go upstairs to my room,
Oh, wait, outside.
and what I am going to do is I'm going to make sure everybody waits
The
outside.
voice speaks to her brain, to her mind, and says, "Though we don't get along, the Migo are trustworthy. Their servant is safe carrying the blade."
Okay.
It's not me.
I'll relay. Okay. You seem like you're a trustworthy enough person.
What was my faction called?
I think we can trust him with the blade. So
I don't trust that one to not do something while we sleep. That one has already tried to kill me because she started to go crazy.
He's in my head.
I would rather it be locked up so that one can't take it and make off with it in our sleep.
So the voice in your head speaks again and says, "We do not trust the elder gods, but perhaps your short companion would know how to help her."
according to whoever is speaking to me, you might be able to help them.
And that may be the case, but these things are shaky. And I can give the combination to who should have the blade. But if whatever I do doesn't help,
mean,
I
that's
would
good.
rather the blade be in a spot that they cannot get it, either because they've already been possessed, as I've seen, or because they think that it's going to get them out of the situation they are in.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Well, the plan is to lock up the knife before
Yes.
she comes in the room?
Yes, I'm going to have you come in with me
I willingly. I
because
willingly.
that way you know where it's at and how to open it.
The blade is completely non-reactive to you. Anyone else that gets near it, like, starts feeling like you recognize, like, you start feeling a bit of bloodlust when
Yeah.
you're near it. You don't feel anything. You're like, no.
So
All I know is that my gun versus him holding the sword, I'd win. So
Yeah. So I'm going to. It's going to be behind a portrait.
Okay.
So I'm gonna flip the portrait out. It's like on like a hidden hinge, and I'm going to show you the combination.
All right.
And the door is going to swing open, and I'm going to motion for you to put it in there. There's some money in there and some books and things of that nature.
He's
but
rich.
My family comes from money. I don't care.
The blade just
the money is not
barely fits in there if you like angle it.
Yeah, the money is not what's important in there. But with that, I'm going to close it and then shut the picture. And then I'll open the door and everybody else can come in.
Do you guys know how heavy this thing is? I'm carrying
Yeah,
the brain in
you
the
can
jar.
put it
Hey,
down.
don't call him fat.
I have like a table that you can
Brains
put it
are
down on.
mostly fat.
It's my friend.
Looking around the room, I mean, you have the drink bar.
I'm going over there.
So, whatever fine alcohol that you wish is probably there. If you strike me as a whiskey kind of person.
Sounds right.
Someone give me some tequila.
So, I mean, this is Kuwait, and before the invasion, they were moderately wealthy.
Yeah.
And there's some
Nice
nice
scotch.
American whiskey there. And there's, scotch, and there's everything. Though, you probably
I'm a patriot.
strike me as a wild turkey drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say my character probably enjoys a fine scotch.
Yeah.
You know.
So back behind all the top shelf liquor is this bottle of wild turkey that's untouched.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Would you have a bottle of wine? I'm sure you would.
Yeah, there'd be
For sure.
like a nice wine.
No, I'm
She
not trying to get
helps herself to
hammered.
wine.
I'm just trying to relax.
I need tequila.
Stop thinking of how crazy you guys are. I still need to be on guard.
There's
so
probably
I
some
can't-
like.
I
Two
get some Tito's
buds.
vodka.
Oh, it wouldn't be Tito's. It would be like good vodka.
Yeah.
It'd be good
Okay.
alcohol.
Something you
Um,
can't pronounce.
Yeah. I would drink straight from the bottle. I'm done with today.
I'm getting a glass out and just helping myself to a glass of wine.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
chugging
pour
this
myself.
bottle.
Chug the bottle.
Coughing it.
What are you drinking?
I'm not chugging the whole thing, but I'm
gonna
swinging
stop
from
her.
it.
She's
You-
been through
She
enough
lost a
heat
lot of
damage.
blood.
Yeah, this is not a good idea. But I am going to take a glass. I'm gonna put some ice in it, and I'm gonna pour myself a scotch, so that I can start pouring over
As you,
my notes.
She
you
replaced my
look
drink
down
with Shirley
at the ice cubes and you're about to pour the scotch, the ice cubes have arranged in a symbol that means danger.
Okay.
We need to rest so bad. We're all just drinking.
Okay.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We're all a bunch of old moms trying to drink in the middle of the day.
You just look like one. You're still your age.
Yeah.
You
I
look
have aged like 4
haggard.
years.
Yeah, you
Um,
look bad.
It's a dehydration.
I'm gonna sleep. I'm just confidently gonna say I.
You
crashed
lay
on the
down?
Couch. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. What are you giving me that look for? No.
So-
Wait. I can't sleep. Never mind.
You already said you go to sleep.
I can't.
So
You're exhausted. You lost blood. You dealt with heat. You're gonna fight with me.
You don't understand. I can't sleep. You don't get it.
You
The
see omens
ice-
everywhere.
yeah, I mean it's kind of a whole thing of the whole situation is generally dangerous.
Do you want to roll and try to determine the omens?
Yeah. Cthulhu mythos or occult?
Roll both.
I'm done. I'm done.
Cthulhu mythos. That is a 12. Occult is a 31. My Cthulhu mythos is 75, so that would be I think that's even a quarter for the very hard.
Yep.
And then the occult is 70, so that's 34 is just above half, or is just below half.
Yep.
So,
So, you recall as you've studied the occult, and you view religions of the world a little differently than their adherents do.
yes.
To you believe that all of these people praying to all of their gods, they don't really realize that they're praying to aspects of the elder gods that are benevolent,
Yes.
that don't actually want humanity destroyed. They just want people to be chill and just to, let things go, but there's a war.
Yeah.
And
They've kind of twisted the teachings in some ways.
you know that she has drank in that moment you realize oh, wait a second. You recall in some of your tomes about black blood, and you go to your tomes and you flip through, and sure enough, there
That milk
is...
spell. Well, it was a spell that the closest translation had to do with the milk and whatever that ichor is in that language. The piece that I could make out was a translation to milk of some kind.
Okay.
So I guess my first question is it being a ritual, is this going to cost magic points?
No, you can do it
Okay.
ritually if you sit down, if you have the components.
So what are you doing?
So I'm going to be attempting to draw whatever it was that has happened to you.
You're milking the milk out of her?
Yes.
All right, give me occult and I'm gonna say performance. Is that what it is? Performance?
Get me out.
Photography? No. What's it
And-
called in here?
I'd love to see the fan
Acting.
art of this
Acting.
one.
That's it. So I want acting and occult.
Acting is something I definitely do not have.
That's okay. You're pretending to be an adherent of the Elder Gods.
Could I sub that for Cthulhu Mythos? Because I think that the
You know what?
knowledge of Cthulhu Mythos would be much
Fair.
more important than the actual acting side of it.
Fair.
So we'll do, here's the occult. That is a 28 on occult, which
Awesome.
is more than half. And the Cthulhu Mythos is 79, which is not going to make it, but I do want to push the roll.
Okay.
For 69, which is barely enough.
It's just
It's
below your
70
threshold.
75 is the threshold.
That's fine. You pushed it. So what's going to happen is you feel a chill run down your spine. The ritual is a success, but you feel like someone's very unhappy with you. That you drew on powers that they didn't want you to draw.
What have you done?
You're asleep. So in your dream, as you fall asleep, you wake up and you're in a jungle. A lush jungle.
Is it the same jungle I saw earlier in Dreamland?
Similar foliage, probably.
You wake, like, you don't
Do
wake.
I know
like,
I'm
in your
in
dream you
dreamland?
awake, you know you're back
Okay.
in the dreamland,
Okay.
and you stand up and you come like close to the edge of a clearing, and off in the distance you see this same massive being, and it's like suckling more of these things than you could possibly count. Like they come and they suckle, and then they flutter away, and more come. And you start in your dream like retching, and as you throw up, this thing starts coming out of your mouth, and it's a larval night gaunt. Lands on the ground in front of you and just like writhing. What do you do?
I want to deliver it to the goddess. I want to pick it up, and I want to bring it to her.
Roll just a general intelligence roll.
It's not mine. I'm not the father, guys.
I would have just
You
stomped on
tried
it.
casting the spell earlier.
Same. 15.
You feel like if you walk out into that clearing, you're food.
How did he get close to her and I didn't?
Blood sacrifice.
And you look
It's-
down, and your body, your wounds are healing, are healed up. Like even your scar is gone, and you feel like when you threw up, and all of a sudden the thing turns like it's about to attack you.
The thing in my arms
That
or
you
the...
just threw up and then
Yeah.
went to pick up. It
Yeah.
looks like its face turns towards you, like it's gonna try to suck all the blood out of your body.
I want to chuck it towards its mother. As
All right,
hard as I
so
possibly can.
you try
Without
to,
taking
I guess,
a
roll
step further.
brawling while it's rolling to attack you.
Without taking a step further, I am going to throw it. Throw the child. That's not great. 73. Chuck the child.
You go to throw it,
Put
and
the
it
feet
lunges
back
at
where
you.
they
It does not succeed in biting your neck, but your hands just slide right off of it because it's slimy,
Right, could I drop
covered
it?
in this oily
Yeah.
substance. And you drop it on the ground, and it looks like it's about to bite you again. What do?
I would like to dodge and run away.
You're gonna run away from it?
If you
Stomp
move,
on
you
it.
are food.
If I
When you
move
run from
towards the
things, they
clear.
chase you.
I'll stomp on it.
Okay.
36.
36. Oh, that's good. 36.
It lunges at you and misses, and as it hits the ground, you stomp on it. And right on the back of its head, you feel this crunching beneath your feet as its head cracks open and just oil splatters across the ground. And in the real world, you wake up sitting up where you've just thrown up oil all over yourself.
How much of that stuff?
You have just been purified of the black blood, and Simon can no longer speak to you.
Ooh!
Get you more water.
Aren't you glad you got a wizard
Thanks.
who pulled some cleric nonsense and made his patrons mad?
That's insane. That's really cool. I like that a lot. It's giving, yeah, it's cool.
I'm giving you water. You need so much water.
Yes, there is the
I thought
tap.
you licked that black stuff. I didn't think you drank it.
There's a lot more there than what it looked like she drank.
Well,
That's
here's the
good
problem.
for you, all
We
right.
didn't see her drink that because everything.
Yeah, you saw her like reach down. You could see her.
From what I understood, everything from outside of that, we couldn't see.
You couldn't
you
see the
could-
drink.
I couldn't see you. You
Okay.
couldn't see me.
What it
Other way
looked like,
around.
what it
Yeah.
looked like to you was that she was
Okay.
drinking oil.
So, do not. I hope that this teaches you not to touch things that you do not understand.
You don't know what I am capable of. Do I retain that spell?
Nope.
Ah, never mind.
Your entire
Dinosaur
connection to Simon is
bones.
gone.
Cool.
The dinosaur bones that don't become fossils become black.
I will
pills
say
you don't
this.
want it in your mouth. I reckon.
Roll intelligence.
At D2. I
So
want
you-
to push that
Go ahead.
roll.
You have a brain and it has a set of eyes.
So it would have been 2, so it would still be 92 because you don't re-roll this.
So, yeah, 92.
She rolled the 90 again.
Dang.
You're in.
I should
You-
start calling people slurs.
Are trying to remember what his face looked like, and you can't.
Who? Simon?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm done for. We're done for. We're done.
So here's the problem that we run into. We know who owns this hotel.
I've said Simon's name before.
Yes. And that's what I'm getting at. We know that the person who seeks the blade is the same person who owns this building.
Would you call him?
So-
Who must not be named.
Roll history.
History? 57 does not get it.
What is the company you work for? Like that hires you the most?
Me?
Mhm. Or do you try to operate off of grants?
Well, so yeah, I mostly would be operating off of grants from the,
Government?
yeah, because I work for the university. I've been pulled here because
All right, so you work for the
Some suit
university,
has-
but I'm going to say this, that because this would be a really easy one. As you're talking, you realize, wait a second. The Truman Corporation made a very large donation to the university not long ago. In fact, it was the antiquities department. That's why I'm here.
Was that before or after Jackson got?
Well, he never really made the connection before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it just clicks into play like, oh, crap,
So-
Simon brought me here.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a thing
His
of
father.
I realize who has gotten me here, and I also realize that the antiquities department that paid my way here is the same antiquities department that had the brain that is sitting on my coffee table.
Yeah.
And had the knife.
Yes. So I do have more notes on our friend here. I figure that that's something that would be easy enough that I don't need to roll, but if we need it to be
I'll
fast,
give you that one. That was
if we need it
fast.
to be fast, I can roll library use as well.
No, you have enough skill in that one.
Okay.
Giving you this.
So I'm going to produce my notes about Truman, and is there anything that is going to be in those notes that we don't already know?
Your notes. You were very curious because you're a very superstitious person. You, in that moment, as you're putting all the pieces together, realizing that it was actually Wendell Truman that started all this, and his son got a hold of the stuff in his father's library, and was originally looking for how to go about. What he wanted was to impress his father,
Yes.
and he came across some very dark source of knowledge.
Knowing that, I don't know if my character is comfortable having the brain here. So I'm going to relay.
Roll Cthulhu Mythos.
12 of 75.
You notice etchings along the bottom of this brain jar in a strange language, but you can kind of make it out. And you realize that this brain was encapsulated by the Migo.
Okay, and
You know that the Migo are a species of sentient fungus that look like bugs that are extraordinarily advanced and rumored to, like, there are very few, but most of them live on Pluto. And they're so steeped in science that they're like almost anti-magic.
well, I was to say, had your character said something about the Migo out loud? Because I remember that you said something.
I
Thing
don't
told you
think
something.
so.
But if you did not, then
But if you mention Migo, then I will say I've heard of those before.
so these markings are of Migo make. How they got here is beyond me.
Did you say Migo?
I did. They are a species from Pluto.
I've heard of them before. Not that I know what they are,
The
but
voice in your head says, they don't want my kind on this planet.
they're not very friendly with whatever is communicating to me.
You want to try and figure that one out?
Yeah.
How do you go about it? You gonna ask her questions, or?
So
Considering that one's stable, and what she says about her conscience and the weird stuff coming out of his mouth, I'm gonna take my little cat nap.
All right,
Do
you go to
I
sleep.
regain my hit points from
I'm
sleeping?
on the couch.
You will
kinda like
regain
this.
them after
Hat over
you
my
sleep
eyes.
the full. You're gonna need to go back to sleep.
I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah.
well, what can you tell me about your communications?
it started when I apparated here. They told me to pick up a lightning gun, and so I did, and I shot it, and I was really good at it.
How do you explain that one?
And then they keep giving me information here and there that seems to be helpful. That's how I survived the explosion
Yes, it has been, and
earlier. I still feel the connection to them, right? I know that I have a very strong connection with them.
are you able to ask it what it is?
I can certainly try. What are you?
Roll persuasion. Persuade.
That is a 91. I'm gonna push that.
Okay.
That's another 91. Because
This is the second time in a row that a pushed roll that was a 90?
The voice says, I don't trust them, but I'm willing to speak.
Ooh. That's cool.
I do like that.
All right, why not?
Suddenly, you feel like you're pulled in this vortex,
Me and you are
then you're
sleeping.
like stuck in this large conical thing with your arms up like this, right? But her whole demeanor changes, and her voice deepens, and it says, I don't trust you.
And I don't know what you are, so I do not trust you either. But your information has been instrumental in...
Roll persuade.
Can I do... Oh, I think I picked intimidation on this character.
What a thing to
I did
sleep
not.
through.
What did I pick? I picked charm.
All right, let's try it. See if you can charm this guy.
46. 45. This is the second time this has happened to me this session.
Push it.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm gonna
just
use,
a 10%,
So
right?
yep. So it was a 46. So that is a 6 this time.
Nice.
Hey.
The voice says, I want a guarantee.
Of what?
A truce.
A truce for who?
Your patrons and my kind, until this has been dealt with.
I cannot speak for those above me.
Then ask them.
What a thing to sleep through.
My character probably doesn't even know who the people above them
Do you
are
say
to
that to him?
ask. Yes.
He says, the ghouls of the Dreamlands, you are clearly chosen as their instrument in this fight. So ask them. And when he says that, your Cthulhu mythos is high enough.
Yeah.
You will go, no way. What? And you recall, as like a child, you asked the ghouls of the Dreamland to give you knowledge. And all of a sudden, you realize they did.
It's giving Labyrinth when she asks.
Oh my
When she asks the goblins to take the baby away, and then they do, and she didn't mean for that to happen, but it
Except
had.
that being 13,
I want
you're
you
in
to
your
make a sanity
70s.
check real quick. As you realize,
That is a 39 of 36.
all right, you don't go mad from this, but you realize the reason you're so small is because you sacrificed vitality for knowledge.
It's a miracle I made it this far.
It
They
took me
gave
70
you what you
years.
asked for, and that's why you've gotten to where you are. That you got power from some very dark forces.
Okay.
I'm just so amused that you lived so long before realizing your childish dream came true. You went your whole life.
Yep,
Without
you were
the
today years
satisfaction.
old when you realized you made a successful deal with the devil.
Look at how long it took Bilbo to go on his journey.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then his second journey.
Yeah.
So
Because-
you remember how the ritual you did as a child to ask them.
Okay.
You could try to replicate it if you would like.
I am going to do that. I'm assuming that's probably going to be another occult.
Yep.
I can't believe our entities are
30
speaking to each other.
of 70. So
All right.
It's over half.
Enemies to lovers.
So as you light
Guys,
your
let's
black
matchmake
candle
the
and you're doing
gods.
all your stuff, like, you see him like go into a trance, eyes roll in the back of his head. But you're like sitting here, you're doing all your stuff, and then suddenly this apparition appears in the flames of the candle, and it says, "You want another deal?"
So
Gooey sushi. What? Double date with the gods.
we do I know upon talking to them that I'm asking for a truce. Did they tell? Have I been told who is with?
You don't know who it is yet. They asked for a truce first.
Do they see this being in the flames?
The being in the flames is responding directly to you. You performed the ritual, so
Okay.
it only sees you.
I must ask. I turn to who is this truce with?
The apparition in the flames says, "I see naught but a hollow mind, a tunnel, very long tunnel. But who is on the other end, I cannot see. Do you want me to kill them?"
No.
Okay.
If we wish to stop the awakening, then a truce must be made with the one.
I'll let you roll charm for that one.
The one who got away.
That is a 78, but I will push for 58 of 45.
This stress from it makes you feel a little weaker.
Okay.
But the creature says, or the apparition in the flame says to you, "You want me to make a truce with someone I don't know. You have no vitality left to trade.
If
So
we do
what will you
not,
give me?"
we both do not wish for the awakening to occur.
Roll persuade.
I have no persuasion.
That's okay.
That is an 80. I can push if we would like.
He says, "I'm willing to speak to the entity myself. It's gonna hurt."
Oh. You're gonna do mind exchange. You're gonna get to do your spell for free.
And I'm snoring
This
softly
is
on the
probably the only option that I have.
Okay.
And so
He
will-
casts Mind Exchange. And suddenly, you are in the dreamlands, surrounded by the most horrible things you've ever seen. Are they dead? Are they undead? Are they... You have no clue. Roll sanity.
This is
You're in a tube in
fascinating.
space. He's in your head.
There's an 84, but I
That's
feel like
funny.
this is one that I should probably. No, because
Musical skull.
risk.
All right, roll me a D100.
Yeah. 92.
Okay. So, you see he starts to like levitate off the ground, and his body turns around and faces you with his eyes rolled back in his head like this still.
Except I don't see anything because I'm...
You still see like down the tunnel.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. As the voice speaks up and says, "What do you want?" And then your mouth replies, "A truce. For now. I don't like you and you don't like me, but neither of us want what's coming." And he's like, ponders on it for a moment. Fine. And suddenly your mind right back, and you develop technomania. You are obsessed with new technology.
Well, I do have a laptop, so that
Very
tracks.
cool.
The entity is still speaking through you, and you're back there, like, oh man, whoa! You're like feeling a little sick to your stomach from the snapback, and so speaking through her, he says, "We are the Yith." And go ahead and roll Cthulhu Mythos for me.
99. I will push though. 89. Still not enough.
The reason that you don't know who they are is because they're sort of a technological society, not an occult and magic society, though there are magical casters among them, clearly.
Yeah, mixture of the two.
So yeah, like, you're free to ask what you want. You don't know who the Yith are.
So, I've been told that you mentioned the Migo. And on this dais around the jar are the scrawlings of Migo writing. I need to know if that is sealing this thing away, or if it is a scrying device of sorts.
Because your patron, if you will, is so technologically advanced, he says, often, advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. But the words spoken, written on that device, were for sealing this one away.
Okay, that is important.
Sealing the
brain
person in the jar?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is extraordinarily powerful and telepathic. I can feel his mind trying to reach out through the jar.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Okay.
No! Let me sleep!
I won't be able to do it.
Okay.
Who has to do it?
That one.
The one that doesn't believe in magic.
So he says, I don't want to damage this one's brain. So I'm going to go back, but I am watching.
Okay.
And he switches with you.
Did I hear him say I don't want to damage this one's brain?
You did, but the moment you snap back into your body, you have
Oh, right,
amnesia.
the amnesia.
Out of character. If this thing is sealed, and we want it to no longer be a thing,
We don't? What?
the brain, it's supposed to be sealed.
Right.
You have the artifact. We could just.
Don't
I thought we
need-
didn't want that.
Do we?
Like, we didn't want it used.
Yeah, needed it. We also might need that brain. We don't know what it is capable of. It is telepathic. It's trying.
Well, but that's the problem. Is that if that thing breaks out,
How's it gonna break out?
You
of the
know
brain?
that that sword is the thing that was used to kill Wendell,
Yes.
but it didn't kill him. They managed to get his brain out of his body before he
Well,
died.
let's think of it
Before
this
it
way.
finished the job.
Do
Yeah.
we want information that this brain could help provide?
Here's the problem.
Or maybe a deal could be brokered? Or do we want to get rid of it before anyone else could use it against us?
Well, here's the problem. If the seal breaks, that thing is almost certainly
Angry.
tied to his son. His son
It's insane.
is a problem.
At the very least.
And I would rather not have a beacon to our exact location.
Yeah. Well, he already knows where we are.
As you're saying these things, I want you to.
Was this in?
Should
No,
roll
I'm
a thing for
sleeping.
me.
We're just.
I have a secondary idea though.
Okay.
We can put it in the safe.
It might be a little big to fit in the safe. If you took everything out.
I could take my books out.
Okay.
We could put it in the safe.
Can you roll lore?
Yeah, I can try.
He's not a bad dice. You can't just lock him in a case.
I don't think we have a lore skill.
It's right here.
Lore is typically like a. It's like an overall skill, but then it's split into sub skills, and that would be like your natural world and things like that. From what I remember when I was reading the book, but.
If you lack
Can I do
the relevant-
education?
I will let you substitute education.
There's a 55 of 77.
Okay, so as you're saying all these things, you go, wait a second, it's telepathic? And it's linked to his son? You think that this thing has been subtly influencing Simon for some time. When his son tried to kill him, it activated a ward that he had placed on himself.
Okay.
And the reason it's alive is because his son is alive.
Okay. Well, whatever happens, Simon must perish.
That much is clear. Hopefully, long and
Theoretically.
painfully.
If Wendell and Simon are linked, wouldn't killing Wendell or offing the brain or however
You don't think Wendell can die as long as Simon is alive. And that's why the Migo have him trapped in this jar.
There is a reason that when being attacked with an artifact, he didn't die. And I am not convinced that we can kill him without killing Simon first.
So we go out and we find
which is
Simon and we
a
kill
lot
him.
harder, arguably.
He is a very powerful man.
We'll find a way.
If I can go based off of my own personal experiences with both him and Brenda, I don't think they're good people to mess with.
No, they're not.
But it's necessary. Do you not agree?
But
If it'll stop
whatever
the end, then yeah.
this is, he has perpetrated. And he wants the blade. And the blade, if it is used too much, runs the risk of ending everything.
You guys super superstitious.
Oh yeah.
But you went back to sleep though. Nobody woke you up?
Yep.
No.
Okay, cool.
I
And
also need to sleep at some point.
yes. And so we cannot allow him to have that either. If we can kill him, we should still need to find a way to seal this blade, but it takes care of one piece of the equation.
Which is
Simon is looking for that. If we can get rid of Simon, that gets rid of whoever the person currently looking for this blade is. But that just means years down the line, somebody else is going to find out about it and come looking for it.
You hear the voice speak to you, and it says, I don't know much about curses, but perhaps he has something in those books of his.
Would your books have anything to dispel this blade, or?
They could. I have not had the time to peruse these.
Well, maybe we should rest up here and now, since the other two already are, and you take a look and see if you can find anything.
And that was my plan. I am going to sit, and I'm probably going to be the last person to fall asleep. And I am going to peruse these tomes, and I'm going to sip my scotch, and I'm going to try to relax.
As you're sitting there trying to relax, there's a knock at your door.
Would I have heard this, or am I asleep already?
I'd say you went to sleep. There's a knock at the door.
I would say I'm going to look through the keyhole, but I can't.
So there's like a real thick accent. What's your character's last name?
British accent?
Bowden.
Is it
Bowden?
British?
No, it's like a Kuwaiti accent. And he's like, Mr. Bowden.
Yes.
What's your character's full name again?
Veneer. Kane.
Kane?
Yes.
Says, Mr. Bowden has Miss Kane with you. She doesn't say as, he says has. Or instead of is, has. Has Miss Kane been with, or has Miss Kane be with you?
No.
He says, I have message for her from her family. Cannot find her.
I think I know what's going on.
You could offer to relay the message when you see her, or if you see her.
I've not seen her since earlier this morning, but I am around her enough that I can relay the message if it is needed.
He says that her employer called the front desk to inform her that her mother was in a car accident this afternoon and died.
When I see her next, I will relay this information. I'm gonna wait until after everything's all said and done.
And this is where we're going to end today.
So,
My mother.
those survival instincts.
You don't know that yet. You're
Yes.
asleep.
Thank you very much for watching. Maybe we'll reach the conclusion next week. But this has been RPGallery. Please take a moment and like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. I'm James.
Hannah.
Ash.
Jade.
Jared.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.